I see a rookie quarterback that's still struggling. And he's getting angry with himself because he's watching his own tape and getting mad at the mistakes that he is making because he feels like he should not be making these mistakes. So you know what? I credit the kid. But I think that the kid still needs to get this baptism by fire because we don't have somebody behind him who we can put in and let the kid sit for a couple of games to adapt to the NFL system. And this is the reason why I abdicated for getting a veteran quarterback to start this season and not to start Zach Wilson until after the bye week. I got laughed at. I got ridiculed. People told me I knew nothing about football, which is par for the course. Now, how do you guys feel about that? Okay? Do you think, in your honest opinion, that if we had a veteran quarterback in here and say that the Jets were 4-1 with this veteran quarterback going into the bye week and now facing the New England Patriots, not this upcoming Sunday, but next Sunday, don't you think there would be some kind of fan outcry or some sort of fan angst? Because what are we doing? We're sitting our veteran. What the hell? We're 4-1. We got a chance to challenge the Bills for the division and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Instead of actually
we have a specific example of that actually happening.
Right. Instead of actually doing what we should have done, what we watched the New York Giants do with Eli Manning, and I'm sorry, I'm going to continue to bring up this example until people realize why I strongly abdicated for getting a veteran quarterback. They went out and they got Kurt Warner. He's won a Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl MVP. They brought him in. The Giants waited 7 or 8 games before they turned the keys over to Eli Manning. And he was brought in under the premise and with the understanding that when the time came that he was going to turn the keys over to the kid. That's what I'm trying to say. Like right now with the bye week, if we had decided to go get a Nick Foles, if maybe we took a flyer on a Gardner Minshew, or pick your veteran quarterback. Maybe somebody would have went in the closet and dusted the mothballs off of Jeff George and offered him a 5-week contract. Who the hell knows? All right, and again, I'm throwing names out there. You know, I don't want anybody to lose their minds over, oh yeah, CJ said we should get Jeff George. No, stop. Okay? I'm using that as an example to prove my point. That I think that this team would be in a much different place than it is right now had we gotten a veteran. Now, that being said, I also want to make it explicitly clear. It's not that I'm putting the kibosh on Zach Wilson. It's not that I'm saying that Zach Wilson is a bad quarterback. What I'm saying is that I think he could have benefited from sitting for a couple of games, learning the playbook even more, having the vet in his ear to talk to him about different things. And again, this also goes back to the loss of Greg Knapp and how serious it was. Kevin, tell me what you're thinking.
You know what? Let me just address the quarterback thing first and foremost, right? Because we kind of went back and forth and we listened to games being bandied around and all of that. And then we went ahead and we just brought a guy and we brought in Josh Johnson. And if you recall, we actually watched Josh Johnson play decent football in the preseason. Like with that very last game, we were looking like, okay, he can run the offense. I mean, obviously there were a few plays that, you kind of think like I was maybe because or maybe only because he's playing against the backups. But realistically, Josh Johnson is the perfect guy that you want in this situation that we have here now. Because first and foremost, there is no expectation for Josh Johnson being the long-term answer for what ails this team at quarterback. He is a placeholder. First and foremost, his job and his responsibility is if there is, a situation where something happens to Zach and we need someone who has experience and who the stage isn't going to be too big for, we could turn to him and allow him to operate for a couple of games until we got the guy back.